audience today is my father and my stepmother, Mark and Deidre Mills. Have you ever found yourself disliking somebody because you thought that they were stuck up or self-centered? Of course you have. We all have. From one time to another, we've had to interact with people who we considered snobby or self-absorbed. Today I'm going to be discussing the subject of narcissism and how it relates to personality traits versus personality disorders. My research is derived from a number of medical and psychological textbooks, journals, and websites. Two of my sources are, but not limited to, Jacobson's Psychiatric Secrets, 2nd edition, 2001, and Ferry's Clinical Advisor, 1st edition, 2010. Now, there is a difference between a personality trait and a personality disorder. The term narcissistic is often used to describe both. More simply stated, narcissism is an excessive love or admiration for oneself. Now, in today's modern society, a degree of narcissism is considered to be normal for all people. It is perfectly healthy to have a positive self-regard or a realistic ambition. Narcissism is actually a developmental stage in children, and the behaviors displayed through this stage carried into adolescence become narcissistic personality traits. Examples of these traits are vanity, conceitedness, and feelings of superiority. Even though these traits are considered to be negative, they do not interfere with a person's everyday personal life. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, the more and more prevalent these personality traits become in a person's personality, the more likely it is that person suffers from a serious psychological condition called narcissistic personality disorder. Narcissistic personality disorder is a consistent pattern of grandiosity, feelings of superiority, need for admiration, and a lack of empathy that causes significant distress in multiple areas of functioning. A person with narcissistic personality disorder is often preoccupied with visions of extreme power, success, beauty, love. And by extreme, I mean unrealistic, such as I'm going to be the most powerful person in the world, or I'm the most beautiful person in the world. These things are unattainable. A person with narcissistic personality disorder often feels that they are more special than other people and refuses to associate with people who aren't equally as special. They tend to have trouble understanding or even recognizing the fact that other people have feelings. They often react to unwanted criticism and authority with disdain, disconnect, or even sometimes physical rage. Needless to say, these people have very shallow and limited interpersonal relationships with others. Now, the difference between a narcissistic trait and a disorder is not only the diagnosis from a medical doctor, but the level of severity and effect that it has within a person's life. Narcissism is synonymous with words like egotistical and selfish, and it is also a socially debilitative psychological condition of love or admiration for oneself. That concludes my speech. Are there any questions?
Is narcissistic personality disorder genetic?
Researchers are unable to locate exact genetic traits, but like our personalities, it's derived of genetic disposition and life experience. And they do believe that it comes from a lack of the parents establishing a solid sense of self-worth in the child. And then the child carries this feeling of unworthiness through their adulthood.
So why do people with narcissistic personality disorders think they're so much better than everyone else?
In my opinion, I really don't believe they think they are. They just want you to think that. It comes from a deep-rooted sense of inferiority and inadequacy. They then display these things trying to reaffirm the way they want the world to see them so that it makes it real.
So if people like really nice things, or they can't take criticism from other people, does that mean that they have a narcissistic personality disorder?
No, not necessarily. Narcissistic personality disorder, first off, needs to be diagnosed by a doctor, but they do that by evaluating the person's personality, and if the person has 5 or more characteristics on a list of narcissistic traits, then they are considered to have the disorder.